Good morning. This is Clarke, and I'm here with Coffee with Clarke. It's Monday, and we're in July 4th week. It's amazing how the summer's going so quickly. We're going to look today at Philippians chapter 2, verses 25 through the end of the chapter. And this is one of Paul's fellow servants, and Paul's thanking the Lord for his life and his faithfulness to Christ. His name is Epaphroditus. And it says in verse 25, "Yet I considered it necessary to send you Epaphroditus, my brother, fellow worker and fellow soldier, but your messenger and the one who ministered to my need, since he was longing for you all and was distressed because you had heard that he was sick." And so whenever we're working together as Christians, we care about each other. And there's certain people perhaps that we depend on a little bit more than others because of their diligence and their perseverance, and they're just consistent in being there no matter what. And this is the type of guy Epaphroditus was. And Paul says that he's not only his brother, but he's a fellow worker in the gospel and a soldier, because serving in ministry is warfare, and you have to deal with a lot of things when you're serving Christ, especially as a teacher or a pastor or a missionary. So he says, this guy's a messenger and the one who ministered to my needs. So not only was Epaphroditus ministering to the needs of the Philippian church, but he was also an encouragement to Paul. And he also longed for all the other people to see how they were doing, and was distressed because you had heard that he was sick, and so he knew that people cared about him as well. In verse 27, "For indeed he was sick almost unto death, but God had mercy on him, and not only on him, but on me also, lest I should have sorrow upon sorrow." So it's tough enough to find people to serve the Lord with you in your ministry, to be together on the same page and moving in the same direction. But whenever you have someone you've really counted on and depended upon gets sick or health issues or begins to not be able to function like they normally did, it would compound Paul's difficulty because he didn't have a lot of people that he could depend on to do things while he was in prison. And so he's very, very grateful that Epaphroditus recovered. He said in verse 28, "Therefore I send him the more eagerly, that when you see him again you may rejoice, and I may be less sorrowful." So just the gratefulness of the rest of the church to know how Epaphroditus is doing. He's back on the team serving. He's healthy again, obviously. And so now he says, "Receive him therefore in the Lord with all gladness," and sorry about that, "with all gladness, and hold such men in esteem, because for the work of Christ he came close to death, not regarding his life, to supply what was lacking in your service toward me." So Epaphroditus needed to have the appreciation, not so much for his ego or anything, but just to be encouraged that they were grateful for his faithfulness to the Lord. And also, when we have people like that in our lives, we don't put them on a pedestal, but we should esteem them for the work that they've been called to do, because not everybody's called to do what it is that Paul and the apostles and the early church leaders had to do. And his commitment to Christ, obviously it says here, brought him close to death. But he wasn't thinking about his own life. He was only thinking about the people and how he could help them follow the Lord. And so he was one who supplied what was lacking in your service toward me, the Apostle Paul said. So again, be encouraged. You guys are a blessing to me. I hope I'm a blessing to you. We're all needed in God's service in His church. So we'll catch you tomorrow. Have a great day.